the weapons and how powerful they are of this universe and the Men in Black. Like, I'm talking about weapons that have a super compressed blue giant star within it and can blow up planets, which you're going to see later on in this same video. A super secret organization of apparent government folk, agents that have highly advanced technology that know things about the world nobody else knows, including being cool with different alien species, fighting different aliens, and it has a ton of members. So I feel like it wasn't necessary to really focus on one particular agent in general, but just the agents or organization in general. Not all the aliens are cool, so sometimes they have to take on some vicious ones. Agent J is a high-ranking agent, for example. Without even counting tech, we've seen him like stick aliens in the face with punches. They know how to take out aliens that have weird weak spots that is not your standard stuff for normal folk, because they have to fight a lot of different type of entities. It just doesn't matter which agent we're talking about. They all seem to be ridiculously better fighters than normal people. I mean, just think about all the stuff they have to face against always. They have to be able to improvise in the middle of combat to fight weird creatures that they've never seen before on the spot to be able to defend themselves. And they have marksmanship with normal guns too. I mean, imagine being an agent and you got to fight beings or aliens that have 4 arms. That's tough to parry and fight against, right? And on this occasion as well, hits them sleep time. It's stuff like this that nobody pays attention to, but it can get graphic, tearing out big beings' hearts with his bare hand. It's just plenty of occasions of them doing strange stuff against aliens they shouldn't be able to. And you stupid drones, get out of my face. Big, giant, nasty-looking cockroaches, get the heck out of my face. Some of these feats might be gaggy type of moments, but he did get slapped by the tail of this big old worm, and he's conscious. But if I'm being honest, they're not super flashy when it comes to physicals. Of course, they can all fight, of course, but their gadgets is what makes them so scary. And they have some crazy gear, especially their destructive capacity with some of their guns I'm going to get into in a few seconds. I mean, we've seen them improvise, like using doors as a shield in certain situations if needed. They're good at improvisation, driving stuff they're not used to riding, and they're learning on the spot. And it's proven he has pretty good marksmanship, even though he did fail this test in particular, shooting the wrong person. But it shows that his aim was pretty spot on, regardless if he shot the wrong person. But on to the technology. One of their devices they're known for is this neuralizer, which is pretty famous in the Men in Black, and this is how they keep themselves secret by pretty much wiping the memories of people that see suspicious stuff throughout the years. It can even mind wipe 35 plus years worth of memories if they needed to just completely reset your life if you want to. That's how they can kind of get rid of agents and have them live normal lives without snitching about the Men in Black existing, period. And they can use it very specifically for specific dates. So yeah, it's not just random memory erasure. They even have a device where you can get your memories back. A deneuralizer, one could say. Or one could say even bootleg versions of them to get your memories back. They have crazy souped up cars. Cars that can shift into different modes and turn into a literal rocket or like, yeah, super high-tech stuff. And this is how it looks in current gen when the car morphs into like a literal rocket. Pretty epic. Modernized look of it. Even has an autopilot mode where nobody's really in there for real. Automatic doors. More up-to-date movies portray the technology able to be just pulled out of the car like that, like inconvenient spots. Yeah, different type of guns when needed. Even windshield areas to get more guns. Look at the kind of stuff they got. Like, that's awesome. A hover bike. That's technically capable of crazy warp type speed. Okay. Can travel crazy distance like nothing. What's the point of being in a fantasy universe with high-tech technology if they don't have time travel type of devices, right? Of course, the Men in Black universe has this kind of thing. As you can see, different points in time, like dinosaur era, yay! And it shifts again. We've actually seen him use this time travel thing during combat, like how he got hit right here, but then he used the time travel device to know exactly where he was going to hit. So then they had a rematch doing this same exact fight. Literally already had this fight. So he knows exactly where to dodge it. Yeah, time travel stuff. You know, back in the day when these movies were made, we didn't have good cell phone type stuff or FaceTime, but they did. They let you know how far advanced they was compared to us. But y'all got to remember, this movie was made in 2002 where FaceTime and stuff didn't exist, but they still had it. So it let you know they was leaps and bounds beyond us. They even have devices that can identify extraterrestrials. So you can't hide from them really based on their tech. It just ain't gonna work. They have tech that can basically cloak themselves to where it's like completely camouflaged. Like yeah, it's literally a field type of thing. You can kind of get an idea of how good their technology is. It's like whatever current day's technology we have in real life, and you look at their universe that they're set in, if they're in a present day, then just know that they're leaps and bounds above us. And the guns in this universe are powerfully deceptive. Like, you would think based on the size of them, they're weak, but that's definitely not the case when it comes to his cricket gun. Like, it's ridiculously small, bro. But like I said, nothing is as it seems because it has crazy blast power. And this is where they shine at because it can blow through vehicles like it ain't nothing. Aliens don't even stand a chance when it comes to the raw power it can produce. Luckily, you can change the modes of these weapons to where it doesn't just blow you in half. And that's considered to be Agent J's standard signature weapon, right? But they have other weapons. Like normal sized handguns to do this to vehicles to have them crash. Like that. They have guns that have so much blast power that it can literally vaporize you, as you can see in this particular occasion. It's just crazy. If they want to pull out the big rifles, they can do this. And vine-like beings, they can vaporize like that. And put their guns to get use working together to do this to this big old tentacle being. Men in Black headquarters, they use these big blasters to bust through. Yeah. Imagine how a human body would do if big old cockroaches do that. Literally being one-shotted. Massive UFOs or unidentified flying objects, they can just one-shot and make them fall. Just like that. If they need more firepower, they evidently can like put extra perks on their guns or mods, one could say, like this, to be able to add more raw power to their blasters. I mean, yeah, these guns just look incredibly destructive. Any form of grenade launcher they got, yeah, I would not want to be hit by that. And if you're surrounded by a whole bunch of different ages of Men in Black, that might not go well for you because they all have destructive, crazy guns that can blast crazy voltage. This is probably not something they always have, but in the newer movies, they actually had a ridiculously overpowered weapon that can literally destroy planets. A weapon that has a super compressed star within it.
See, the core is a super compressed star, and by the color temperature, it's a blue giant. Are you suggesting that we try a weaponized star for fun? Just 0.001, what do you think?
Yeah, start off slow.
And a simple Google search will tell you that a blue giant star, it produces 10,000 times more energy as the sun. So we're dealing with some crazy destructive capacities when it comes to the guns they have in this universe. This is even high quality even for their universe. It was one of them weapons that other enemies wanted. Realistically, I don't know how they're even able to hold the weapon, but you know, movie logic, I guess is the actual weight is not on them. So they wanted to test it out at 0.1% of the power, less than 1% of the power of this gun, just to see how destructive it could be. Testing it out in the middle of a desert where nobody was around, and thank goodness nobody was around because of the blast power this weapon has. It's actually scary of how destructive and how much power it produced. A crater that big. These are the main characters. The crater gets that big from one little blast at less than 1%. It's so deceitful on how powerful it is based on how small it can get. It can destroy entire worlds, they even say it.
You knew that it could destroy entire worlds.
Oh, then I'll obliterate this entire island and everything on it. It's not the most powerful weapon ever created. How would you like to be able to destroy entire solar systems without leaving your home?
This weapon, thanks to it being a blue giant compressed star, can destroy entire solar systems without even leaving your place. The blast power this crap has. And I would be scared to max out the power of the weapon at full power. Imagine all the planets it will wipe out instantly. It'll vaporize any human instantaneously, just like that. For the most part, that's just about going to do it. There's some cool fighters here and there, but their gear is what really makes them scary. One could say this big weapon right here isn't their standard gear, but one could say if they just had to pull it out again, they could possibly do it. Or maybe the writers in the new movies are going to forget this even exists or something. You know, this was Men in Black International, to where a lot of people probably didn't like this one as much as the ones with Will Smith. So who knows, the writers might forget about this weapon or whatever. But respect them regardless. Respect the Men in Black in general. But before I get going, I got to say thanks for the donations though. Respect to the Men in Black. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.